Well, it is the season. I think it's pumpkin pie.
Okay. Good.
It
Love
would
some
have to
pumpkin pie.
be a Costco pumpkin pie. Those things are dangerous. I'm just telling you.
Fair. I love the pies that there's a show. It was not Hell's Kitchen. It was Master Chef. I think was the show. It was like season 1 or 2. There's a lady on there. I think her name might have been Christine. She had blonde hair. She's from New York. She runs a restaurant called Milk. And we ordered my wife Julie's birthday gift, her cake and a pie and cookies, all from that place. It's phenomenal.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna rein it back in here with the ADD. Come back. Uh, let's come back to something serious you said that was very insightful. You talked about leaning into your courage and leaning into bravery, and I'm curious what that means in your perspective, leaning into courage and bravery. So if you could take it from here, we've talked about the first story at 16. If we can move forward into the future and talk about bravery and courage, where's another place you feel you showed bravery or courage in your life, Amber?
every single day. I mean, I'm not even joking you. Every single day, there's a moment. There's sometimes so many moments that I just can't believe it. And I know it's because I'm a CEO and a single mom. Like those two things, those are filled with opportunities to have fear or doubt. And I think that when the fear or the doubt comes up, I just breathe and I take action. And I think what a lot of people I observe do is they procrastinate, they hide, they avoid, they cope. They have different outlets to numb. And I really try not to do that. And I just cannot stand wasting time unless I'm intentionally trying to waste time. That's the one time it's allowed. But other than that, I can't stand wasting time. And frankly, I don't know where this extreme sense of urgency even comes from, but I just feel like there's not going to be enough time. And so maybe I could dig into that at some other point. But, when it comes to parenting, even I'm just so capturing, so finely present to every single moment. I want to capture it. I want to soak it in. I want to remember it. Now, same thing. I want to capture it. I want to soak it in. I'm fully present to this moment as if nothing else matters, because nothing else does in this moment except us here right now with the listener having a meaningful conversation. So I think even in this moment, Matt, this moment is me leaning in to courage, because no matter how often you do it, it's still scary to share your truth with other people, because it's the most raw part of our humanity, right? I mean, there is no protective layer when you're sharing yourself. And if we look at our history, it's full of painful moments. And as humans, we try to avoid threats and painful moments. So anytime that you are being open with another person, you have to consciously be aware of the fact that you might get hurt in this moment. But I think my greater purpose overrides, which is to connect with people. I'm all about relationships. I'm all about, love this phrase my mom said all the time growing up, leave the campground better than when you found it. So my goal in this moment with you, Matt, is to leave you better than when I found you at the beginning of this conversation, right? And I'm actively working toward filling you up, breathing my light and love into you and into this podcast so that your listeners hear it. And the only way I'm going to be successful in that is if I exercise bravery and courage and I open up to criticism or somebody thinking I'm full of it or whatever people are going to think and do based on their own experiences. And I'm just going to choose that so that we can make faster progress in humanity. And if I can lead by example and be open and impact you, you will then be inspired to do the same. And if we could collectively do that, what shift would that make for our kids and how we parent? So every day.
Wow. You got one thing right. I think you are full of it, full of love, energy, humanity. I think that you have left this campground better than when you got here for sure. I'm already inspired, and at the very least, and I'm going to start to shift our discussion into this exciting future that you are creating. At the very least, one way you've impacted me already, and I'm sure the listeners will find impact here, is that when we came on, I saw your background, and there are a number of amazing books that you and your organization have helped to bring into this world. And I have a couple of them on my shelf already. I have Alice Daly's Magic Mom on the shelf and Justin Donald's Lifestyle Investor on my shelf already. So I'm starting to give you some time to think about this exciting future that you might want to promote or create. I'm a huge fan. Before we ever met, Amber, I was a huge fan of you, and that's even exacerbated or amplified now. So I'd love to kind of go into what exciting future are we creating? What is it out there that it's going to help the world and help to continue this fostering of greater connection and humanity? Please take it from here.
Well, when I was growing up, I was a great observer. And, I already kind of talked to you about the dynamics of my family, and I didn't really use my voice and all of that. When you're not the loudest person in the room, you can develop a superpower for listening and observation. And so, although that first, 18, 20 years of my life were difficult, man, the gift I got out of that was the power of observation. And now I'm at a stage in my life as I'm crossing over into my 40s, feeling like I have ample time to really use the tools that I've developed in my life in really outrageously powerful ways, many of which I don't even know yet. So I don't know what the future looks like. I am very much living in the present moment right now. So I might have some ideas or feelings that I want to have, but what does it exactly look like? I have no idea. But I do know that that power of observation has given me this superpower to really know the truth of who somebody is almost instantly upon meeting them.